to go in the teeth?
Nope. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I am so sorry that it's taken me so long to post on here.
But this was a crazy year for me.
I mean, you guys know it's 2020. 2020 kind of sucks. I just regained some inspiration to want to film again. I have a list of like 100 videos that I want to post, and on top of that, I bought a new computer, a new editing system, and I really like invested a lot of money in my editing system. So that right there is inspiration to want to film for you guys, because if I don't make consistent YouTube videos, I'm gonna punch myself in the face. That's what I'm gonna do. The first video that I wanted to jump back into things with is a video that I've been getting requests on since I started my channel. And I feel like now I finally got my routine down packed and I know what works for me. And that is just some tips and tricks on how I grew my hair out so long. And actually I just cut off like 4 inches, no, not 4, that's like exaggeration. 3 inches off of my hair. So it was even longer, but you know, it kept getting caught in my butt crack and stuff like that. So I just figured that was just too long. But I would say that my hair is pretty healthy and it's pretty freaking long. So if you guys want to learn some tips and tricks on how to keep your hair healthy and make it grow, then please keep watching. So I think the main thing to know when you're on the journey to growing out your hair is that there is no quick fix. It takes time and you have to be consistent. Otherwise, your hair will regress, it'll break off. I feel like most of the tips that I'm gonna give you are how to prevent breakage, because that's what's gonna help your hair stay long and grow long and healthy. So, with that being said, let's start off with the main thing that I think is the most important, and I would say that that's getting regular haircuts. And when I say haircuts, I mean hair trims or a dusting. I think it's important to find a hairstylist that knows what your goal is and knows your hair. I would not recommend jumping around from stylist to stylist on your journey to getting longer hair, because one wrong cut will put you like a year back. Trust me, I know this from experience. Make sure they know in the beginning of your consultation that your overall goal is to grow out your hair. So you want to just get the dead ends off. I recommend every 8 weeks, maybe like 9 or 10 weeks if you want to push it a little bit. You have to get regular trims. Otherwise your hair will continuously break off and it will never grow past a certain length. Okay, since we're on the topic of salons, another thing is coloring your hair. Now, just recently after I've gotten my desired length, I started coloring my hair more blonde. But throughout the entire process of me growing out my hair to my desired length, I kind of kept it a little bit darker. Because when you bleach your hair, it's taking out nutrients from your hair, it's taking out the pigment from your hair. When you color your hair blonde, it's not coloring it, it's actually taking out the color from your hair. So therefore it's removing a bunch of nutrients and making your hair a lot less healthy. So for my girls who are growing out their hair and then they come in and ask for it to be like bleach blonde, I always tell them, okay, well, do you want to have long hair or do you want to be blonde? Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with getting highlights here and there, but one of the main things that I think helps me grow out my hair was coloring it less and trying to keep it a little bit more natural. And I'm not saying your hair won't grow if you go blonde. I'm just saying it may slow down the process and it may cause more breakage, which makes your hair less healthy in general. All right, so moving on. Another thing that I love to do is scientific brushing. Not only does this feel good, but it also stimulates blood flow to your scalp, which helps you have just healthy, nutritious hair. I don't think that's the right words to say, but I will say I did notice a difference once I started doing my scientific brushing. So basically what scientific brushing is using a wet brush and just kind of combing your hair every which way. So you tilt your head to the side, you comb it that way, you tilt it to the opposite side, you comb all of the hair the opposite way, upside down, all back. And what this is going to do is it helps remove debris from your scalp. It helps get those oils from your roots down to your ends, and actually in the long run it's going to help you not have to wash your hair as often because it is moving those oils around so it's not all trapped in your scalp. But that's going to be our next tip in a second here. I won't get too far ahead of myself. I recommend doing it every night or every couple nights. You can do it during the day too, but I think at the end of the day, pulling out that brush and really just kind of giving yourself a good head massage, it feels so good. So this is going to bring us on to our next topic, which is washing your hair less. If you're washing your hair every day, that is unfortunately too much. For those of you who say like, oh, I have to wash my hair every day because it gets oily in between washes, that's actually because you're stripping your hair of the natural oils. So when you shampoo your hair, that shampoo is removing all the natural oils, which makes it look good for a little bit, but your scalp is like, oh shoot, we need to make more oil because there is none. So your scalp will produce more oil, so your scalp is then overproducing oil, so you're only going to be creating a bigger problem for yourself. And I know that washing your hair less is a struggle because it will take your hair a couple weeks to a month to become accustomed to washing your hair less, because your scalp will still be overproducing that oil, so it's gonna get bad before it gets better. But this is the best time to do that because we're really not going anywhere. There's really not too much going on. So if you're gonna work on yourself and work on your hair and the health of your hair and scalp, now's a good time to do it, because I used to wash my hair every day, and I started this journey of, starting off every other day washing my hair, and it got bad. Like, my hair would be oily, I was disgusting, so I just throw it up in a bun or do a cute updo of some kind. But in the meantime, scientific brushing will help remove the oil from your scalp and bring it down to the ends, which will give you the look of a less oily scalp. So give that a shot, because shampooing your hair every day is very abrasive and rough on your hair, which will bring the health of your hair down. So little tip. And when I do shampoo my hair, as I mentioned, I do it every 5 days, but I really actually only shampoo my roots. Maybe twice a month I'll do the whole shebang and shampoo my ends too, but in my opinion, like, the shampoo is running down my hair, it's clean enough. So I really just focus on my scalp and scrub that, but I kind of leave my ends out and just let the shampoo kind of like graze over it, if you will. Alright, so moving right along. Ew, this has hair all over. I'm so gross. I don't know if you can see that, but we're just gonna be ourselves today and just let me be me, okay? I'm gonna scooch up for this one. Let me refocus this. Okay, so moving along, I had to zoom in for this because I want you guys to see up close. Hair ties like this, like regular elastic hair ties, are gonna cause you just massive amounts of breakage. I don't recommend these to anybody. I don't even know I have one. I actually have quite a few of them from before I made the switch. I've switched over to hair ties like this. These are kind of like those ones that you use for children. They kind of roll apart. They're a lot softer on your hair, and I know that these hair ties cause breakage because a lot of times when my clients came in, they'd have breakage around their face, they'd have breakage in just random areas, and I'd always follow the breakage back, and it'd always be to a certain point. So like, say it all led to right here, I'd always ask my clients like, oh, do you put your hair up in a ponytail or a bun back here? And they're like, oh yeah, that's exactly where I put it. How'd you know that? And I'm like, well, that's because all your breakage leads to that point. So not only is wearing your hair up all day long really stressful on your hair and causing that breakage, especially around the face, if you're using a hair tie like this, you're basically just you're asking for breakage. There's also a thinner version of this. This is a really fat, thick boy. He's a big boy. So I've got this one. I also recommend scrunchies. And then I also have these little tiny hair ties. And if these work in my hair, these will work in your guys' hair. I wouldn't say I wear these out to work or anything like that. But I do wear these to sleep in, and they hold my hair back just fine, especially if you're doing a braid. If you're doing a braid in your hair, you also don't want to use an elastic like this, because all of that tension at the bottom of your hair is going to cause breakage at the bottom of your hair then. So you want to use something light. I also recommend silk hair ties too, or silk scrunchies. And speaking of breakage, another point that I want to make is the way you're sleeping on your hair. Now, a lot of my clients, a lot of my friends tell me that they just sleep with their hair down or in a tight bun on top of their head. I don't recommend either of those, because I used to sleep with my hair down, and I always had that breakage around my face, and I wasn't putting my hair up with those harsh ponytails or anything. I didn't know where the breakage was coming from. Well, one night I was sleeping, and I went to go turn, because I usually sleep like that on my pillow. So I went to go turn, and I realized that I caught some of my hair between my hand and the pillow when I went to go push up to move, and I woke up to like a big rip, like, and I was like, oh my god, what is that? And it's because my hair was down, and when you're sleeping, you're moving around, you can rip your hair, you can damage it. The friction on your pillow is causing a roughing of the cuticles on your hair. So from that point on, I've always either just taken a scrunchie And I'll usually, do I have pit sweat? No, good. I will usually put my hair straight up above my head when I'm already laying down and just one loop it and put everything through. I don't loop it twice. I just let it kind of just do its thing naturally. I try to put as little bit of stress on my hair as possible. Or, you know, if you prefer, you can put it off to the side. But yeah, I just like loop it like that and it stays pretty well for me. I also braid my hair at night, a nice loose braid. I probably braid my hair more times than not. I think braiding your hair is the best protective method for your hair. That's all the tips that I have for you guys. That's what I do to my hair, and that's when I've noticed the biggest difference, and I think I've got my routine down pat. This is what personally works for me. I'm sure there's tons of other tips and tricks out there, and there actually are. There's a lot that I didn't even touch on in this video, so if you want to see a part 2 to this video, let me know. But that's what works for me, and that's how I've grown out my hair. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please let me know down below. Also, what do you think about my background? Do you like it, or do you like the gray wall better? Let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed to it already. And thank you for being patient with me. I cannot wait to get back into making videos for you guys and making content and just getting back into the swing of things. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.